Her name is Kavita. She lives in Bhid district, Maharashtra. On 25th May 2026, before the sun rises, she picks a plastic matka and starts walking. She walks 4 kilometers in the dark and she's been doing this for the past 6 months. There is a tap 50 meters from her front door. A brand new tap, shiny, government installed, part of a 3.6 lakh crore that connects 81% of rural India to a water network. And she walks past it every morning. Why? Because when you turn on the tap, nothing comes out. Kavita is not alone. Across India, right now, millions of women have been doing the same thing. Millions of taps are standing silent, and the country that built all this infrastructure is running out of the one thing that infrastructure was built to carry: water.
Water crisis.
Water crisis.
Water crisis.
Water crisis. Over 50% of villages in the rural areas of the state are facing severe water shortage.
The United Nations just issued a verdict. They didn't call it a shortage. They didn't call it a scarcity. They called it a bankruptcy.
The United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health is releasing our flagship report, Global Water Bankruptcy, Living Beyond Our Hydrological Means in the Post-Crisis Era.
Think about what the word means. Like a company that's spending money it doesn't have, until the day the creditors come knocking. And the day is here. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we reached to this point. The climate giant pulling strings across the ocean, the government scheme that built crores worth of taps that doesn't work, and then quietly slashed its own budget by 75%. And the one revolution that is the only difference between survival and a permanent irreversible collapse. Kavita walks 4 kilometers every morning because the system failed her. And by the end of this video, you will exactly know why and exactly who let it happen. To understand this where we are today, we need to go back to 2025. Winter came, and in 22 states across India, the rain simply did not show up. Bone dry, not a single drop. By the time the summer of 2026 hit, temperatures crossed 48 degrees Celsius in May. There was almost nothing left to evaporate, but it evaporated anyway. Before peak summer even arrived, over 1/3 of India's major reservoirs had already crossed the 50% alert threshold. The massive dams in Maharashtra, the lifeline of one of the richest states of our country, were sitting at a 27% capacity in June. And you know what's making all this even worse? Something happening thousands of miles away in the Pacific Ocean. It's called El Niño.
El Niño.
El Niño. El Niño.
El Niño.
Normally, strong winds push warm ocean towards Asia. Those winds create a monsoon. But during an El Niño year, those winds weaken. The warm water sloshes backwards and a monsoon, delayed, weakened, disrupted, arrives late or not at all. Now here is where I need you to pay close attention. Because it's easy to blame nature. It's easy to say El Niño did this, the rain failed, bad luck. But the truth, the uncomfortable hard truth, India's water crisis is a man-made disaster. Let me show you 3 ways we did this to ourselves. You have heard of the Jal Jeevan Mission, the government scheme that promised tap waters to every rural home.
जल से ही खुशहाल होगा जीवन, जब हर घर पहुंचेगा नल से जल। जल जीवन मिशन, हर घर जल।
And on papers, it worked. 81% coverage, a genuine achievement. But here's what they didn't tell you. They built the pipes, but they somehow forget about the water. The groundwater beneath millions of those taps, gone. The pumps, broken. The local power grid too unreliable to run. And because local authorities failed to execute the plans and provide matching funds, the scheme's budget for 2025 and 26 was slashed not by 10%, not by 20%, by 75% quietly, without announcement and without accountability. In our cities, pipelines are laid, then completely ignored. Then they crack, they leak, and they rust. The result? Cities are losing 25 to 40% of their water to pure leakage before it even reaches a single home. We are not managing water, we are losing it. Agriculture uses 90% of India's total water withdrawal. 90%. And how do we irrigate? We flood the fields, literally drown them in water. It is so wasteful that about 30 to 40% of water just sweeps uselessly into the ground. In rice paddies, the waste goes up to 88%. 88% of the water used to grow rice wasted. And in drought-prone Maharashtra, they are still allowing the farmers to grow sugarcane, the thirstiest straw with zero conservation requirements. We are bleeding water and nobody is plugging the wound. This isn't abstract. This is already happening in your city. India's IT capital, Bengaluru, home to some of the most valuable companies in the world. Its groundwater has collapsed. Apartment buildings, tech parks, offices are surviving entirely on government water tankers. Demand of those tankers has spiked up to 20 to 25%. The city that powers India's economy is begging for water. And in Mumbai, in May 2026, reservoirs level dropped to 13% of total capacity. There is only 40 days of water left in Mumbai. To stop water theft and control illegal tanker operators, the city launched an OTP-based water booking system. Now you need a one-time password to access drinking water. So where does this end? If we do nothing, and I mean genuinely nothing, here is what happens. Our aquifer compress under the earth permanently. Even when the monsoon returns, the ground won't absorb it. Food production collapses, rural income vanish, and tens of millions of people begin to migrate. This is not a movie plot. This is a scientific projection. But you know, it doesn't have to go there. And here is what the solution actually looks like. It's not something very scientific. It's not something very expensive. It just requires will. In our fields, drip irrigation and sprinkler system. Not flooding our fields with water. Not flooding the soil, but feeding the roots directly. This boosts water efficiency by 30 to 50%. Improving efficiency by just 10% can double the country's available potable water. In our cities, rainwater harvesting must be done in every house. Right now, 70% of India's annual rainfall water lands during a few monsoon months and runs straight into the drains and rivers. We are literally letting the sky's gift wash away. Capture it, store it, and use it. This is the efficiency revolution. It is not about finding more water. It's about respecting the water we already have. The United Nations didn't say India will face water bankruptcy. They said we already have it. Every dry tap in India's rural area is a receipt. Every OTP generated for a water tanker in Mumbai is a receipt. Every degree past 45 degrees Celsius is a receipt. We have spent our ecological inheritance. The account is empty. But here's the thing about bankruptcy. It's not the end. Countries, companies, people, they come back from bankruptcy. But only when they face the truth. And the truth starts with knowing. So if this video told you something you didn't know before, share it and subscribe to my channel. Because the more people who understand this, the harder it becomes for the government to ignore it. Clock is ticking, but we are still here and we can still change it. Subscribe. Thank you.